Hey, I just watched Nomadland, and I've had a lot of people ask me if I've seen it since I write books about camping and I'm a rock hounder. And, I've heard some people say they thought it was depressing, and I think it won some Academy Awards. And I just finished watching it. So at first, when they first opened up on her and she's showing all of her little compartments and everything, and they're just showing her in her van, just kind of doing her thing. My first thought was, she's fine. I mean, tinkering around. I only camped in my van. Um, I think I only went out once, but I went all the way from Kansas City. I ended up driving all the way to Key West to the very bottom and back, and I stayed gone I think 5 weeks. But that was when I did build a platform. When she was saying she wanted a platform for more room, and um, so that was kind of fun. The other thing people say is that they pee in buckets, and I'm like, yeah, that's really not the biggest deal of it. I mean, I only do that at night, um, in the middle of the night, so I don't have to leave the camper. But so that was kind of interesting. I'm not in a big community like when she had to. Well, I think first of all, she worked as a camp host, which a lot of people ask me, do I ever want to be a camp host? And I think no. I think I don't. I think I just want to be on vacation. I mean, I'm not trying to live in my camp. I personally would not want to live in a camper, but it's weird. They didn't really show any heavy storms or anything. I was like, at about three-fourths of the way through, I'm like, if they don't have her van break down, this is not a realistic movie. But she did end up having van troubles, which happens. I mean, guaranteed you're going to have car trouble. So the camp host thing I thought was, what the heck is that? Realistic, and it's just like cleaning toilets. I have no interest in it. But I guess people sit around by a fire in a big group. Okay, so she does the camp host thing at the campground, and then I think that's after that she goes to the BLM land. I've never camped on BLM land. I can't figure out how she's getting all this electricity without plugging in. I mean, I didn't hear any generators, and I also didn't see any solar panels. I know some people can get a fair amount of electricity from solar panels. I haven't done it, but they didn't really show that how people were getting this electricity, like to make. Maybe she had a propane cook stove, but then you're not supposed to do that inside. I think it's dangerous to cook inside, so I'm not sure what she was cooking with. Um, I thought her relationships with the little people she connected with were sweet. I mean, she's a little bit of a weirdo. Um, I, she seems to me in the movie uh, kind of like a loner, which is a little bit how I am. So it's hard for me to imagine her being in this big long marriage with this guy. She really comes off as being, um, kind of just like as a loner, but I don't know. What do I know? Maybe you can be both. People think I'm very social. So, yeah, the BLM land looks like a lot of fun. I've heard of Quartzsite, Arizona for a really long time. I know they have a big rock hounding thing there. I've never been to it, but it kind of reminds me of like old Dead shows when everybody would take their VW bus and camp, even when they followed the Dead and like sold stuff and things like that. But I know people who garden, like some of the people on the crew that works for the same person I work for, they leave for 4th of July to sell fireworks, and they go harvest stuff. I'm sure people are now working on weed farms. So it is kind of a lifestyle. Some people like that like to hop trains. but it is, I do have like a nomadic lifestyle, but I also like to have a home base because that emptiness that she gives off, that kind of like a void, she's kind of like a, it's almost like non-acting. She hardly ever smiles. I'm definitely more cheerful than that, but she's friendly and kind, but like that is part, a lot of life and a lot of wandering around is just like feels like that. And I don't really think it's depressing. I think it's just life. And when she went and visited, she's got this nice, handsome guy just ready to like be her man. And when she went to visit him, I'm like, she's not going to stay in that bedroom. She's going to end up sleeping in her van, which she does. And then I'm like, it's this beautiful family. And, he asked her to stay. And I'm like, she's not going to stay. That's not, that's not her family. I mean, I think they would have embraced her into it, but like, I know that I don't want to just glob onto somebody's entire extended family. It makes me, as a wanderer, it's just time to move on. I don't know. It was a really great movie. I liked it a lot. And I liked it that they didn't make her go be his girlfriend and give up her van and that was the end and happily ever after, because I mean, maybe she'll end up with him at some point, or maybe she'll go visit him again. But there's nothing wrong with what she's doing the way she's doing it. It's she's having interesting experiences and I don't know. I thought it was a good movie and I thought it was well done. Um, I just really liked it. I don't know what else to say. It was a good movie. I loved it. I can see why it won awards, and I think it's pretty realistic of what people. I don't know, because the people that I am around, I think are more like maybe weekend campers. I don't know that I interact a lot with full time people that are just like living off the land, kind of. I mean, I like to have a lot of part time jobs and move around like that, but I don't think that that's weird. I mean, I think going into an office 9 to 5, Monday through Friday for 40 years is very weird, and I could never have lived that kind of life. Yeah, anyway, it's fabulous. I loved it. Nomadland, Frances McDormand was great. And honestly, I only recognized one other, the actor I recognized. The rest of those people, I don't even know if they're real actors or if they just grabbed some people from some trailer park somewhere and had them tell their real story. That's how good of a movie it is. I don't even know if those were real actors or not. So, anyway, have a good day.